recording, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I just posted vol M on X. So.
Well, I did that earlier.
Yeah, I just followed up with yours.
Hopefully someone watches our stream. I'd be so sad if no one did.
So how do the views on X work? Because like if you look at the things on X, there's like, 2,000 numbers on that. So is that people that are just like looking at it? I don't know.
Yeah, it could be just scrolling or what. I don't know.
Yeah.
No idea how that works.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think views is probably people that actually click on it. But hey, let us know if you can hear us. Someone just put a comment in the chat that you can hear us. Once you do that, then we can get going. Somebody, anybody? Thank you, Ollie. How's the video quality? Is it all right? Yeah, I don't know if comments from Twitter are like restricted or something, but they.
Yeah, those don't come through. Oh, well, there's somebody from X. There we go.
Yeah, they do. It just doesn't show up like on Twitter itself, which I guess doesn't matter. But
oh yeah, I got you.
All right, cool. Well, it looks good. All that good stuff. Tight. Well, good enough. All right, Gabriel, good enough. Cool. All right, we can start the market trend models. So, yeah, we're just going to talk here for a minute, go through some stuff. Obviously, like the formal pre-market prep, all that good stuff, right? YouTube Live we did before the session. You can go watch that, or the write-up in the Discord, right, in terms of swing trading, in terms of SPX 0DT, all that good stuff. So starting out with market trend model, we kind of hit on early in the session. This was rolling over, right? We said, please start spilling some tremendous information. We'll try. If it's tremendous information, I don't know, but we'll spill some stuff for you. Yeah, so what we were saying before the market opened was, even last night, the market trend model, right? Bullish momentum indicator, for lack of a better term. I'm not going to get into the weeds of everything, is on. So that means that our mechanical strategies are looking for long entries, whether those long entries show themselves. Right, it's up to the system. We didn't have any entries or exits that we posted last night into today. And the other thing we're saying, right, is the kind of short-term momentum burst here is kind of a 3 to 5 day signal, starting to get a little bit extended from the ribbon itself. So we were saying a consolidation or catching up to the longer-term ribbon made sense here. It doesn't necessarily mean that we'd see a waterfall today, but this action is not necessarily surprising. Talking early in the session how we started seeing this rolling over a little bit. That's often a good time to lock in a little bit of profits on the recent run higher. And then we've seen, net filter tick selling throughout the session. So again, just kind of from an environment awareness point of view, important to know that. Other things we've been talking about, obviously, we took out 6,700, which is the key, bottom of our transition zone, or really a 6,730, 6,700, though, was kind of the key first stopping point. Obviously, we're well through that now. Makes sense given the selling pressure that we've seen in the market. 6,750 was the key upside level from our transition zones. Hit on that again, pre-market. Fail to get over those levels as well, right? We always know, right, we're not trading within the transition zones. We want to see a clear break one way or another. Then we want to see either filter tick buying or selling support that. And then also our intraday volume analysis from kind of an SPX 0DT point of view has been nothing but lower all session as well. You can quickly read this chart, right? It's SPX 0DT volume. Calls are green, puts are red. What we do is every 5 minutes, we bucket the volume, find the middle point of that distribution, which is called the centroid. And we plot those centroids throughout the session. Every 5 minutes, we plot that. So as an example, at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we can understand that from the open until this point in time, call speculation has been non-existent to the upside. It's been trending down. the put speculation is starting to trend down as well. So we know when both are trending down, price follows where transactions are transacting. So we can see all else equal, we can kind of see where the projected paths of those centroids are, which is lower. So, in terms of selling premium, doing some butterflies, or even intraday scalping, just kind of understanding, where the price is likely to go and where it's not likely to go, kind of helps inform all of that good stuff. So, obviously we're paying attention to this, paying attention to the market trend model, and really going to, we can look at this tool real quick. Yeah, I don't even know what strike that is. Probably 67.75, probably next big strike, or maybe 67.7 right there. We can pull up the web app and look too. SPX. Yeah, obviously getting in the put dominated territory here. What were we looking at? 0DT. Yeah, so 67.70 key strike right now. Lose this and potential kind of the waterfall down to 66.50. So yeah, that's that. From kind of a swing trading point of view, right? The various watch lists that we come out with every day. Right, we post those in the Discord, 3 sets of different watch lists. We have our scatter plot showing you kind of stocks, risk to reward against our key levels. All of those are pretty red today. So again, just kind of another further indication that today is not a great day. And we can see a lot of the stocks are getting punished a good bit. So yeah, and then it's kind of looking at the core stocks in the market. All these are getting slammed. Palantir down 6%, NVIDIA, Tesla 2%, AMD 5%. So yeah, just kind of a brutal day today. So let us know if you guys have any questions on individual stocks, 0DT stuff. We're happy to go over it. Mike, I didn't know if you had anything. I've just been talking the whole time.
No, you're good. Yeah, that volume intraday morphed into the downtrend. We basically got a flat, or as Taylor posted on X, there was non-existent call speculation, and it's going to be tough to move to the upside. So those bounces are always a point to watch for failure when we bounce back up, if there's no speculation to the upside, and those just continue to fail. So, and now we've morphed into total downtrend on both those centroids. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this here. This is our net stat chart, which is a summary of our 3D surface models. Right? Think of that as, if you don't know what those are just fancy graphs people like to post that have the mountains above them, the spot price. So we have all 4 Greeks here. This shows a quick summarization of where those key peaks are at above the spot price. So, quickly looking at this, 66.50, what we were just talking about a second ago, that's going to be a key downside strike to pay attention to. We lose that, and we could see kind of further acceleration lower, just given more negative deltas would at that point rapidly come into the complex. And then to the upside, we need to see a reclaim of 6,700.
Yeah, key thing this morning is we were call dominated, and we quickly flipped to put dominated. 5-minute slice over slice. The other thing is pre-market. Go back and review that if anybody's listening. But I talked about capturing those out of the money puts right under the transition area. There was some out of the money puts hedging right under there, and we started capturing those out of the money puts, and we just added that negative delta to the complex pretty rapidly and just kind of pulled right down. So, and with mechanical intraday opening and closing contracts, just kind of compounded on that. So, but yeah, now we're call put dominated. So price appreciation with that setup is difficult to move up. So
yeah, and something just to address real quick, guys, is a lot of the other people love to say, like, negative gamma they're exacerbating the move, and positive gamma, call, dominate, whatever, like they're selling into those. So you're not going to expect movement. And that's like not that's false, right? Especially to the upside, right? Like when we're in a call dominant environment and we shoot through our transition zones, which I know not everyone uses transition zones, that's fine. That's something that we use, right? We have a lot of success with that. Something that we've kind of uniquely identified. That's where you start to see that acceleration higher. So it's a call dominated environment, but you're seeing more positive deltas come into the environment. So, right, that's just kind of the difference in theory versus like actual application of it. So that's why you can't just memorize this stuff. It's more of you just got to be in it and just kind of understanding like what is actually happening and what's transacting in the market. Sherman COTMP for 0 DTE. So in the pre-market, that was at yeah, we already passed that. That was 67.25, 67.30. So that's been long gone. So yeah, I mean, guys, we're at a point in the structure now where it's all on just how far the selling and how aggressive the sellers want to get at this point. So that's why it's important to be whatever you pay attention to. Don't really care at Game Edge, right? We pay attention to market trend model, specifically filter tick, cumulative tick, intraday, right? That's showing no signs of letting up. The neon green sign here, that's the RSP equal weight index. That's making new lows on the day, just about at new lows on the day.
Yeah, market trend model this morning was weakening towards the end of the day yesterday, so that's always just be aware. Gabriel Rodriguez, yeah, wild swings. You get to negative gamma, put dominated structure, increased volatility. You're going to get some wild swings. Call dominated, positive gamma structures, dampen volatility, and that's when you get those grinding days up. I just come back to your favorite moving average or VWAP, and it's just very contained price action. But yeah, that's what you get. So, and mechanically opening and closing of contracts, right? That's why we track those intraday volume metrics, right? When we see those spikes in our volume chart, look at the SPX volume chart there that Taylor's showing just right below. I mean, look at that spike in puts, right? I mean, now again, we don't know if they're opening or closing, right? We can't, but we can assume with the direction that the strikes are going and the overall market trend model, you would assume people are out of the money put speculating. So yeah, that just increases the wild swings. So
yeah, and if you guys have been trading markets for any point in time, you know that when the market moves lower, it's the stair steps up, elevator down, right? Your face is going to get ripped off to the upside. That's just how it goes. So even to the downside, even to the upside, if you're trading 0 DT, there's going to be large swings in both directions. If the market's trending higher, trending lower. That's literally the point of, or not. It's not the point. That's just a feature of trading intraday. But it kind of gets exacerbated, right, when things are happening to the downside because volatility increases. And by definition, when volatility increases, the ranges are increasing as well.
Yep. That's why we say transitions are so key and important, because when you're in a positive, or if you're above P-trans, more positive call dominated structure, as soon as we start losing those transitions, we start changing one or two of the pillars that we cover here, sentiment and structure. And then you throw in trend, market trend model moving to the downside, then all three are yellow to red flags, unless you're shorting, obviously, but yellow to red flags if you're trying to go long. So yeah, cool, Sherman. Yep.
$66.60.
Yeah, we're just back to Friday's price action. Still not the low of 6,600. So we'll see. October low is 65.50, so somewhere around in there. So. The other thing is we were not seeing any, even though we had triggers for our mechanical portfolios, there was no stocks that were triggering today. So that's always a cue for anybody that's been following us for an amount of time or in our Discord, that lets you know that, you know, the market's probably not going to move to the upside if any of those if you don't have a large number of stocks triggering. So, and we didn't have even have a large number of stocks that were closing either in our mechanical portfolio. So.
Yeah, Vish, we've been talking about the ES for a while now today. So you can go back and replay the YouTube video you're on right now and you can get our thoughts. But I mean, it's moving lower intraday. I don't know what else you want to say. Like, selling pressure is to the downside. Trying to pick a bottom here. Have fun doing that. Honestly, kind of shorting the hole right now. I don't love shorting the low of days, but you know, if you're into that stuff, then go for it. Ideally, we see some kind of pop you can short into. Give you better risk to reward there.
Yeah, 6,700. That was that failure point. So if we go back up there, that'd be where I'd watching. See if we fail back on the bounce up to that area. Also watching our intraday volume tool, our volume tool. If the put centroid starts flattening out, which is the volume of market participants transacting, then that indicates that they're not speculating to the downside significantly anymore. So not to say we would bounce, but that would basically give you an indication that we're probably going to start stalling or flattening out. So.
Yeah, and a Vish, more of a global level too. Looking at our full complex levels, we're losing the transition there as well. Below 6,700. 6,700 is kind of key fulcrum point, right? The market just loves those key round numbers. More below that too. So even on a swing trading time frame, on a intraday time frame, we're not super enthusiastic about the market right now in the short term. Keep in mind, got a lot of earnings coming up as well between today and early next week.
Yep.
Yeah, so let us know if you guys have any other questions. Happy to address whatever. If not, we can cut it there too. We've been on almost 20 minutes and not a ton of what not. Yeah. For those out there, we just got notified too. Opera's having an issue. So to the extent that impacts your life.
Yeah, I'm seeing some people are having broker issues or something. So
yeah. Yeah, you got NVIDIA. I mean, NVIDIA is getting smoked here. It's right at its 0 GAX level, right at kind of the 50-day moving average. Yeah, Vish. I mean, you're just not paying attention. We haven't said bullish one time today, so nothing about today has been bullish.
all good. Busy. Yeah.
Got Tesla, right? It's got earnings coming up, but it's losing its 0 GAX level. Rank, we do this a lot. We don't do it. We're not structured in terms of specific time intraday. Could be 11 o'clock, could be 3 o'clock. Really just depends.
We always 90% of the time do the pre-market prep in between 9 and 10 or 9 and 9:30. So you can review that back if you want.
Amazon looks like crap. Apple had a nice move, but it looks like crap.
Yeah. The only thing that's green is defensive stocks. I'm looking at the heat map. So Yeah, NVIDIA and Apple's down 2%, over 2%. So
higher defensive sector. Yeah. Yep. It's not a great day. Yeah, I haven't entered a swing position in a couple of days just because none of the setups look very good.
Yeah, it was nice. The transitions were very narrow today, though, too. It was if you're below, risk off if we're above. So I think it was pretty easy. So. Yeah. Don't they always scale back sales? And then they come out with the real numbers and it's always higher.
I wasn't really a fan of the air fountain, but
I didn't even look at it. It's thin. It's like thin or something.
It kind of looked cool. Yeah, it was super thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've turned my iPhone into a Google phone anyways, so.
Oh, did you?
I still have the iPhone, but I just have all the Google stuff on it just because.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fortunately, the hardware is still just better.
Yeah. I like the Google. I used to have Android for a long time. Like I hacked it and, did all the customizations on them. So.
Yeah, I just think the UI UX on an iPhone is just still better.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot more customizable. It is. It's just a fact. So.
I can look at
how low can she go? That's the question.
You got RSP making lower days here. You got equal weight Qs making lower days. IWM is already equal weight. It looks like crap. So. Yeah, so what would be really bad news? It's already not great. But if we took out the lows of whatever when the market crashed, parentheses when it crashed 2 Fridays ago or whatever, if we took out that low, that'd be pretty concerning.
Yeah, 65, 50. Yeah, somewhere around there. We came almost. So we were what? 52.
Highly news-driven market right now.
No.
I don't know. Did news come out today?
I don't think so. If you go to our game edge thesis, right, the tail wags the dog. So I don't know. The structure had. I don't know. Could be. We don't subscribe to that. The structure is in place. Structure has to be navigated. Market trend model was weakening at the end of yesterday. So that indicates more selling than buying. So, people were already positioning for downside. So we had, even though we were call dominated to start the day, we had out of the money speculation, out of the money puts to the downside. So I don't know.
Even if we did or we didn't, the activity day has been lower. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I subscribe to the belief that news has impact. So,
do what?
I said I subscribe to the belief that news has impact.
I do too. I'm not saying it doesn't, but the problem is like how much impact, right? We could hear that somebody's tossing a bomb somewhere, and the market barely moves because the structure is extremely call dominated, positive gamma. Everybody's entrenched, and everybody's just like, right? So. How do you know which piece of news is actually going to take the market down or up? is basically all I'm saying. Like you can't and you don't. And you don't know how far, right? I mean, we've ran all the way down 100 points and then recovered, right? So I would rather look at the key levels. And
well, yeah, exactly. That's why you got to have a plan, because when we
Yeah.
had the meltdown, whatever, on the 10th, the market was very call dominated. And
Yeah.
for that half of a day, everything was ripping higher. Then that news came out, and
Yeah.
that timber got lit to the downside. But that's where you got to have tools to understand if things were shifting intraday, you know?
Yep, I agree. Yep. It's crazy we ran all the way back to almost all-time high, though. You know what I'm saying? On Tuesday, we were like, what, 10 points away? 15 points away? So,
I mean, we just have yeah, and I mean, that day on Friday really just established a massive range to trade in.
Yep,
as well.
I agree.
200 point range. That would be normal.
And that low on that Friday had been a low in September, 2 lows in September, another low early October, the Friday low. I mean, so that low right there is pretty well established at 65.50. So
it's 50-day moving average. That's why it's the low.
That's
where the
there you go.
Average is.
Gosh, I mean, I should have known.
Known. That's the reason.
I should have known. There you go. The confluence of price and moving averages and option structure.
You know what? Who are we to make fun, though? If that's someone's strategy, they're laughing right now. So
yeah, I agree.
It's been a very good strategy. If you just buy above the 50-day, look like a genius.
I mean, I have a chart with the moving averages on them. I watch them. 21 days important. Psychologically.
It is. Yeah.
It's important. It's
built into the market. So
Yep.
ES is tracking for VIX 9-day minus VIX 1-day.
Okay.
Jeff, are you saying the VIX 9-day is higher than 1-day? I'm not 100%.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's saying. Maybe the dash. Maybe he's trying to put a. I don't even know. What's the VIX? I haven't even looked at the VIX. What's it at?
20.
That may be a good thing, George. I don't know. What we don't know won't hurt us. Option Scout, Michael. VIX suppression release surprised a lot of people. VIX suppression.
I honestly don't know what that means either. Kula, I'm sorry. I'm not the volatility guy.
Option Scout, let us know. Oh, are you saying? Are you saying that?
I mean, we're back to 20. 20 is not a crazy VIX level.
Well, yeah, right, exactly. Maybe spot up big. Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah. VIX expiration today. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Okay. Oh, so you're saying VIX lid was off the VIX with expiration today, basically. I think is probably what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that matters or not, but
yeah.
Regardless, intraday trend has been lower in terms of what people have actually been doing.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever else is happening.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Tesla calls expiring this week and next in the 4-4 are being heavily sold. Are they part of a spread? Part of an option structure? Stock replacement? I do know I looked at Tesla this morning and peak XCOI was 440 to 450 for the next expiries and the structure was not advancing. So I told somebody that this morning. So that's indicative of not a significant speculation above 440 or 450. So if you were in the trade, I think decorations in the office. He's got boxes. Usually a cat comes in.
Yeah, I know. I moved House is in July. I'm still unpacking.
I agree, Option Scout. I agree. Yeah, George. So yeah, definitely is something to watch. Definitely something to watch. I agree. I like to look at the overall structure though, just not individual. What's happening with calls being sold. Now we have an OI change tool that I like to watch that tells you what's going on with the complete structure. And I think that's important instead of just zeroing in on one specific strike being heavily sold or bought. I like to see if the transitions are moving up, if the structure is moving up or declining, because that gives me an idea of what the whole complex is doing other than just individual strikes. So just the way I look at it. But I know a lot of people like to look at those individual strikes and know what's going on. So sometimes we just never know what's going on with the backstory with buying or selling those individual strikes. So he needs a big old GE logo for the wall there, Option Scalp, I think. LED sign.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah, no, I mean it's good to look at. If that's in your trading plan, here's what we would say to anybody. If that is in your trading plan and something that's important for how you set up trades, then obviously that's a data point you need to look at. It's just we like to look at the whole option structure and then look at the expiries and look to see if what's the structure doing. Is the structure advancing or declining? And that lets you know if market participants are speculating higher, lower, or staying the same, basically. Yeah, so that's kind of what we look at. We use our scans too. If they're hitting new call Dom Del scan, transitioning from put dominated to call dominated, or structure advancing, whatever. That's kind of what we like to look at. So. Yeah, I think 500 after this expiry becomes COI. I think I looked at it this morning, but the rest of it wasn't advancing until after the end of the month, I think. So. Yeah, Option Scout. You can, if I turn my background off, you'll see my popcorn machine. So, and all the Amazon boxes from my kids and wife that order every day. So.
Yeah, so all right, cool. I think we've beat this one to death today. Probably good.
Sounds good.
So, all right, we appreciate the time, everybody. Last thing is we're the sponsor of this video, right? We're plug-in. It's free though. So if you go to our website, gameedge.us, if you're new to Game Edge, new to option market analysis, all that good stuff, join us. Michael, you can put the fast pass not to join Game Edge.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if they join Game Edge or not.
Yeah.
But we do give away some free value for them. The fast pass ride. This is everything a paid member gets. It's the education, the frameworks, the tools, the strategies, all that good stuff. So even if you don't join Game Edge, up to you guys, right? But at least, right, this should kind of help, accelerate your learning curve in terms of, why options market matter. Maybe you're just a stock trader, maybe just a futures trader. Think, all this options market stuff is just, witchcraft or whatever. So yeah, all this is to say, right, you give this a go. Maybe you get some out of it, maybe you don't, but it costs you nothing to go through it except your time, which we know is valuable. So that's why we wouldn't be promoting this if we didn't think it was worth your time. So with that, again, GameEdge.us, you can find that or just read some blog articles, whatever you guys want. So just keep, keep your eyes out. We try and do this every day. So we obviously do stuff in the Discord as well, but we try to get on live on YouTube once a day or so to do stuff as well. So all right. Well, we appreciate your guys' time. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you later.
See you.
Adios.